Hey everybody, this is David Leland. Welcome back to San Diego Sports Insight. We're here to recap week 2 of Padres spring training action in the Cactus League. I'm going to start off with what I've been talking about, which is the competition for a sixth starter spot. And Mackenzie Gore, he's again been inconsistent. Some innings he's been dominant, other innings he's missed his spots, given up some hits and runs. Ryan Weathers, he's been okay, hasn't wowed, hasn't crapped himself. The guy I'm really impressed with that I think should win this last spot is Adrian Morejon. In his last start against Arizona yesterday, he gave up a leadoff homer to Ketel Marte, but he settled down 3 innings, just that 1 run, 5 strikeouts, no walks. Very good to see that out of him. Like I said, really improving his composure, not letting things spiral on him when guys are on base and a run comes in. That's been very impressive to see. And 5 strikeouts, no walks is great for him because we all know the stuff's there, but we've seen in his brief major league career bouts of inconsistency with his control and command. So a 5 strikeout, no walk, 3 inning performance, great to see. Awesome. I think he should be in the back of the rotation to start the year. As for guys we know are going to be there, Chris Paddock, I'm very hopeful, more so than I have been at any point since last season, that he's going to bounce back to 2019 form. He's been throwing better breaking balls. He's been getting results so far in spring training. You hear him talking about using the analytics and tools like that to help improve his game. And he's put up pretty good numbers this spring so far. Another solid outing on Friday against Oakland. 3 innings, just 1 run allowed. Yu Darvish, another great game today against Cincinnati. 3 hitless innings. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 3. Only base running allowed was a 2-out hit by pitch in the third. And it was a Cincinnati lineup that had several starters in it, including Jesse Winker, including Eugenio Suarez, including Nick Castellanos. So very impressive for Yu Darvish. He's looked fantastic in his 2 spring starts. I believe he's got 7 or 8 strikeouts in 5 innings, allowed just 1 hit. I don't believe he's walked anybody either. Awesome to see that from Yu Darvish. I think he's going to have a really good year. I might have been wrong about him only performing because he faced a weak division last year, because he looks really good so far this spring. Blake Snell's only pitched 3 innings so far in his 2 starts, but he hasn't given up any runs. Looks good. Glad to see it. Hitting-wise, everybody who's hitting should be hitting. For the most part, Fernando Tatis Jr., home run on Friday, aggressive, amazing, dazzling base running on Saturday. He's ready. Don't need to see anything more from him this spring. Will Myers has been swinging a hot bat. He's up to 3 home runs on the spring now. I believe he had a 13-18 OPS in Cactus League last I looked. I mean, spring training stats, they can be irrelevant, but you can just see with Myers the attitude he has, the way he's talking in interviews about being excited about this team. He's motivated. His heart's in it. Just like last year, he looks like the new Will Myers that we saw in 2020. I'm very excited to see what Will's going to do this year. One concern I have in performance-wise is Tommy Pham. Like I said, Cactus League stats can be pretty irrelevant sometimes, but Pham just doesn't look right. I know he's got a couple hits the last couple games, but he just doesn't look like the player we thought we'd be getting. Kind of looks like damaged goods. Doesn't seem right physically. Tampa Bay seems to know when these guys are going to go bad, and I think they got us on that trade, although we did get Cronenworth in that trade. A couple concerns, though, on the injury front. Grisham left Thursday's game with a hamstring injury. They say it's mild and that he'll be ready for opening day, and we better hope so, because we don't really have another guy who can cover all that ground in some of these big NL West ballpark center fields that we're going to be playing in. And we go to Arlington on our first road trip. They got a massive outfield at the new Globe Life Field. So if Grisham's not good to go, we need to find somebody externally to fill in for the week or month, however long he misses. I don't think it'll be more than a couple weeks or a month, even in an absolute worst-case scenario. Fingers crossed he's ready for opening day, but we don't know that for sure. And if Grisham's going to miss time, a guy we should look at for cheap for a short-term fill-in is Billy Hamilton, who was released by Cleveland the other day. Yes, he can't hit it all, but he can go get him in center field, and we don't need him to hit with these other bats we got in the lineup. He just needs to play a solid center field until Grisham gets back. And again, this is only if Grisham's not ready for opening day. They hope he's ready for opening day. I'm cautiously optimistic that he'll be ready for opening day. But if he's not, go get Billy Hamilton for the couple weeks or a month so we have a real center fielder, because we're going to need one at all times, pretty much. Another injury that's not nearly as concerning to me is Austin Nola. Yes, I'm a big Austin Nola fan. Yes, he was a 90th percentile framer last year, according to Baseball Reference. Yes, he's a catcher with an over 800 OPS, which we haven't had since the 1 year we had Mike Piazza way back in 2006. But there's no need to rush it with him. He fractured the middle finger on his glove hand yesterday against Arizona. No need to rush him, even though he's a good player and a very valuable part of this team, because I think Luis Campusano hitting over 300 on the spring, one of our better prospects, and Victor Caratini can be a capable duo for a couple weeks or a month, filling in for Nola so we can not rush him back. Caratini had an RBI triple today against TJ Antone of the Cincinnati Reds, who had been pretty dominant this spring up until today. So pretty good to see that. I'm confident in Campusano and Caratini as a short-term fill-in for Nola. So those couple concerns on the injury front aside, I'd say it was a pretty solid week for the Padres in Cactus League play. The wins and losses weren't great, but that doesn't really matter in Cactus League play. You want to see certain guys play well, and those certain guys are playing well. Looks like we have a solid guy for the back of the rotation, Morey Home. Everybody we know is going to be there is doing well. Hitters are hitting for the most part. So good to see. So for another solid week of Cactus League play as we get closer to opening day, just 18 days away now. Thanks for watching, guys. Let's go, Padres.